whenever we get an appointment letter from a company where they say you've been hired, we are on top of the world. The excitement is real. We've got our appointment letter. We are joining this new company. Even if it's your first company after you've completed your studies, or it's a second or a third company, but we are super excited, right? We're very happy. But let's be honest, there is a whole world of unspoken truth that is not exactly shared during the interview or when we have appeared for the interview. And also, there is a lot that you did not learn in college about the 9 to 5 realities of working in different organizations as a professional. I have been working close to about 3 decades now, and I've gained a lot of knowledge, a lot of experience, gained valuable insights on how work can impact our lives. I've observed what are the factors that make people move ahead in their careers and what are the obstacles that we often face where we're not able to jump ahead or we're not able to move ahead in our careers. Also, along the way, I've learned what are the actions that lead to success and what are the pitfalls that you should avoid when you've just started working out. When I was in my 20s, when I just started out my career, I wish there was somebody to tell me the do's and don'ts. What are you supposed to do? What can you expect in this 9 to 5 work life that you're starting off? So I just thought, why not I make a video? Because since there was nobody in my 20s to give me that advice, I'm sure there are many of you out there who've just started out working and you're just still figuring out. You really don't know what this office life is all about. So I just thought, why not make a video of all the things that were not told to me during my time? And I thought maybe they'll be useful for you. Also, because this channel of mine that I've made, it's purely to share my learnings, bring my learnings on table, share my insights, tell you, which are the things that will work for you, what will not work for you, what are the things that you should actually lay more focus on that will help you in your professional and your personal lives. And if you really feel that this content of my channel is helping you in any way, then you can consider subscribing to my channel as well. Before we start, I just want to share, I've written a book, Career Chaos and Coffee Stains, which is available on Amazon. And in India, this book is available also on Flipkart and Notion Press website. Now, this book I wrote purely bringing in all my experience on table of working as a professional across different industries, traveling to different cities, meeting new people, different personalities. So I brought a lot of coffee in the book, a lot of coffee stains that we often deal with on our day-to-day work life. To know more about what is this office life all about, what is this career chaos, then you can just grab your copy from Amazon. The link to that book is already in my video below. So let's get started with today's episode. Hello everyone, this is Sonia, your companion and host on Thinking Out Loud Thursdays. And of course, we start our day by a great hot, steaming cup of coffee. So let's get started on what are the things that I wish somebody had told me when I just started working, right? It's not too late. It's never too late. So let me share few of those things with you today. So few things that I'm going to be sharing with you. See if it makes sense to you. And if beyond that, there is something more that you would like to know from me, leave a comment below. Or if you really don't want to leave like a public message, you can even send me an email. I've mentioned the email on the screen in front of you. So you can just write it to me as well and we can connect and I can see how I can help you on that. So the first thing is that office politics are real. Let's be very clear. Office politics will be there no matter which company you join, which city you join, whichever industry that you join. Every organization has office politics. Some would have more, some would have less, but yes, office politics will be there. So if somebody tells you you've just started working, you just be very nice, you'll not face office politics, it's all wrong. You will face office politics at some point or the other in your career. Now, what do you do about it? Unspoken hierarchy, personality clashes, arguments with your colleagues, office gossips. You will find in any company that you go. There is no company, I think, I've not heard or seen any organization that has like zero politics going on. So you will face all of this. You will have clashes with your colleagues because you're two different personalities. You will have people gossiping about you to others, and you will have people coming to you gossiping about somebody else. Now, what you need to do is, if somebody comes and tells you, have you seen that woman? What kind of a dress she's wearing? She's looking so horrible in that. Or you can just turn around the conversation by saying, I think she really carries that color of the dress so very well. I don't see an issue in that, but I really love the color that she is wearing today. And just change the topic. The idea is to change the topic and not get involved in that gossip to say, और बताओ, अच्छा उसका कैसा है और उसका कैसा है. Don't get into all of that. Focus on your work. Bring your focus back into work. You've come to the office to work and not indulge in office politics or gossips or fight with each other. So just do your work and concentrate on that. Ask yourself, what is something new that I can learn today? Right? And in that process, be respectful and don't get caught up in the middle of the office drama is all I can say. And next, I think many of us, we keep worrying that we need to know everything when we're going to work. It's okay not to know everything because you're new. You're just fresh out of college, or maybe this is your second job or your third job, but it's not like, your career is coming to an end. Don't worry. It's okay not to know everything, because the reason I'm repeating this is it should get into your head. You also need to keep saying that to yourself, and only thing that will sail you through this feeling of not knowing everything will be if you stay curious. You need to clarify things. You'll have a lot of doubts. How to do this, how to do that, where is that department, what is your role, how is my role aligned to you, why are we doing this project, how is this project benefiting me, what is the learning that I'm taking from doing this project. So you will have a lot of questions related to your work, related to what others are doing at work, and it's okay to ask questions because you are clarifying the doubts you have. So if you feel that asking these questions is a sign of weakness, no. Asking questions is a sign that you are ready to learn. You are ready to pick up new things as you are working in that organization, and it's not a sign of weakness. So it's okay not to know everything. And here I would like to add one more thing. It's okay to make mistakes. We all make mistakes every day, day in, day out. Everyone, including from a trainee to a general manager to a vice president to a director. Everyone makes mistakes. So it's okay to make mistakes, but you need to learn from your mistakes and try not to repeat those mistakes. Because if you make the same mistake maybe twice, people maybe around you will ignore that you're a fresher, you're picking up things, maybe you've forgotten or whatever. But if you keep repeating those mistakes, then people will think that you're careless, you're not very attentive, you're not focused at your work. So try not to repeat your mistakes. Maybe commit new mistakes if possible, because when you make mistakes, you are also giving yourself a chance to learn why that mistake happened and what could have been the consequences of that. So the next time you'll be more careful, right? So it's okay not to know everything, and it's okay to make mistakes as long as you learn from those mistakes. Which brings me to my third point, which is, we all feel that, we've studied in school, we've studied in college, we've done our further education, तो अब हमारा learning का curve अब ठीक है. अब हमें और कोई learning की ज़रूरत नहीं है. But here we are wrong. Learning curve when we start working is even more steep. It's learning never ends. The type of learning that you will be doing when you're working, when you are doing your 9 to 5 job, which actually never remains 9 to 5. But when you're starting to work, there is a whole new world of learning that we get involved into. And this curve is very steep. It's never ending. Every day, day in, day out, year after year, there is something new that you're learning. Until today, even I'm learning. Every day, every month, there is something new that I come across and I say, oh, I didn't know about this. So please accept the fact that learning will never stop. It's never going to end. Whatever is written in your job description that was given to you at the time of giving you the offer letter or your interview process, of course, that outlines the basic of the job that you need to do, but there is a whole world that gets added on to it in terms of how you're going to do it, how will you collaborate with other people, what you need to present to other people. So there is a lot of soft skill that you pick up. There's a lot of knowledge that you pick up from other people. You start shadowing other people if you feel, the work, the way they are working is really remarkable and you would like to pick up those skills. You will keep learning new things, but only thing is, it's up to you how much you are ready to learn also, right? Which actually brings me to the next point. It's not always 9 to 5. So if you've just started working and somebody tells you, my office works 5 days a week, 9 to 5, I reach office at 9 and sharp 5 o'clock, I pack my bags and I leave. There is nothing like 9 to 5 because there will be deadlines. Maybe, you're running late in your project. You have to finish your project. So maybe you're sitting after 5 also. Maybe you're leaving from office at 7 sometimes, or you have to even sometimes you have to bring work home, which I'm totally against it. But yes, if the need of the hour is that, you've got a very urgent project deadline coming up and you want to work at home at solace, you find peace working from home, there is no harm in doing that, provided it's not becoming like a habit. Don't make these things as habit. But yes, it's a reality that there is no office that says 9 to 5 strictly. Few companies might follow it, maybe because they feel that, employees have a life beyond work also. But mostly you'll find yourself struggling managing your work and your personal life. And that is something as a learning you will take with you. It's a continuous process because there'll be some last minute meetings. Your boss will call for a meeting. Maybe the customer has called last minute to say that, can I come to your office right now and meet you because this is the only time I have. We can close the sale, right? So if you're into sales, you won't say, no, sir, don't come for a closure now. I'm free. My office's timings are out. So I'll meet you tomorrow. So you will face certain circumstances where you will give in to the deadlines or the meetings or any last minute requests are coming in, and you might work overtime, you might work over the weekends too. So please be clear, it's not always 9 to 5. Next, I want to touch upon is that when you start working, please understand that building bonds matter. Building relationships matter a lot. So get out of those cubicles. Go and meet other colleagues. What are they doing? Why are they doing this? How are they able to handle so much of work pressure? What are they doing to handle the work pressure? How are they able to turn around the presentation in such a nice manner? How are they able to make an impression on the other person so swiftly and so smoothly? So get out of your cubicles, make friends with other people, get to know who are your colleagues. And it's not just like you're sitting in a cubicle and that's it. Your whole world is only in front of your laptop. No, it's much more. You please make your bonds at your workplace because these bonds go a long way. I'm still in touch with some people with whom I worked like about 20 years ago or 15 years ago. So there is always one or two colleagues of all my companies wherever I worked. I've always been in touch with them because there's something or the other that comes up. We learn from each other. We bond together. So we learn to collaborate with each other. We learn to learn from each other. So much of a benefit of moving out of your cubicles or your workstations and getting to know one another. Please, you must do that. No one will tell you this, but you need to do this because it will make you more confident. It will help you improve your communication skills. It will help you how you can collaborate with each other. Maybe it will also develop a sense of empathy in you so that you're able to understand from where the other person is coming. Why is the other person saying this? What is the idea behind it? So please build your bonds at your workplace because that matters a lot. Now, this one is my favorite. No one will tell you this. Please take your leaves. Utilize your paid leaves, your sick leave, your casual leaves. everything. Please utilize your leaves. Whenever I've like gone to any new office, I've joined a particular office, and I will see that there are colleagues of mine who have, say, maybe 100 paid leaves left, 500 paid leaves left if they worked in the company for so many years. Now I just wonder, is the company giving these leaves so that you don't utilize them, or the company is giving you these leaves so that you can take care of your health, you can follow your passions, you can take a break in between, because you need that energy back at work, right? And how will you get the energy back if you're going to be only coming to work every day, day in, day out? You need a break. So please utilize your leaves that are given by the company, be it casual leave, be it paid leave, be it sick leave. Now, I don't want to tell you that how you can utilize your sick leaves, but yes, if you think that you have stress, if there is no condition of giving a medical certificate within the company, so if you're feeling that your head is very heavy and you don't want to go to work, um, just simply say that, sir, you are not feeling well and you would like to take a day off, and just utilize that leave. There is no harm in accumulating those leaves just to get some money out of the company. But look at that. Is that paid leave money more worthwhile than your health? Just answer this question to yourself and you will be making the right choice. So, right on early on, when you've just started your career, be very clear and focused that whatever leaves the company is giving me, I will utilize those leaves. I will not carry forward those leaves unless you're in a situation that you could not take your full leave and hence it gets carried forward. But next year, make it a point that you take some leave, take maybe 15 days leave at a stretch, go out somewhere, have a holiday and come back. This is required for your own well-being so that you're able to manage your work and your personal life too. Now, this one also, I don't think many people tell you that please try and understand, other than your salary, what are the other perks that the companies are giving you. Right now, when you're joining the organization, they'll give you a lump sum amount. Okay, this is your fixed salary, this is your variable salary. Now you've joined the organization, but you're so enthused to get deep dive into work that you don't actually ask, you hesitate in asking other people, what are the other perks? What are the reimbursements given to you? Is your mobile bill reimbursed or not? And then I've seen many people, they shy away from even giving those reimbursements to the company. I don't know for what reason. So please make this a habit early on in your career so that you are not unnecessarily getting a little uncomfortable. What is the health insurance policy here? What are the other policies given? Do we get any more leaves apart from the leaves that are given to us, etc.? So please, and if you're married, you can ask for maybe how many months is the maternity leave if you really got married very early on in your life. But all I'm saying is, please ask what are the other perks, what are the incentives. So if you've joined in sales, you should ask, what is the sales incentive of the company? If I'm able to do this sale, how much is the money that I will be making? Is it taxable? Is it not taxable? How can I save tax in the company? So please go ahead and ask these questions, because if you make this as a habit, then you will be sorted. And if you don't make this a habit, you will lose a lot of money in future. And that's your money that you're entitled to. Why would you want to lose that money? So please go ahead and ask these questions, right? What are the perks other than salary? Is there any other financial benefit that I get from the company? Now, this one, I've done a whole video of mine. I've left the link below as well. This is a video that I did totally focusing on communication as skills, negotiation. How do you negotiate for your salary or promotion? See, when you've just started working, you need to be a good communicator. You should not hesitate in communicating your thoughts, in presenting, in articulating your thoughts with other people. So if you feel that your colleague or your senior is a good communicator, you can shadow that person. You can ask that person to mentor you as well. But please raise questions, ask those questions, communicate in the right manner. Don't hide behind the fluff and the bluff all the time. What fluff and bluff? Okay. Don't hide behind all of this. So please learn to communicate very openly. Don't hesitate. Very early on, if you develop this habit, it will be good for you, because if you hesitate a lot initially when you've just started working, then all your life you will keep hesitating, and suddenly when you wake up one morning and you say, why was I not communicating? This thought has been killing me for so many years. I think now I need to communicate properly. But if you make this as a habit, it'll come right naturally to you. So if you think that you would like to ask for a raise, please go ahead and ask your manager that, sir, I don't think the money that I'm getting paid is the right money. But yes, the way you say it makes a lot of difference. So don't go charging into your boss to say that, why haven't I got the raise? No. So be it your salary raises, be it your promotions, be it if you're wanting that the company should organize maybe a training program because you want to learn a new skill, or you're very inquisitive about a particular project or some other department, what work happens there. Would you like to change to a different department, or would you like to change your role in the organization? So if there is anything coming to your mind, don't hesitate. Just go ahead and ask that. Start communicating with the other people in the right way very early on in your career, and you will be unstoppable. This is also something that no one has told me when I started my career in my 20s, that it's okay to breathe. Please breathe when you're at work. Take some break times in between. Go for a coffee break, or maybe generally just step over from your workstation, go to your another colleague, have a general chit chat with the other person, enjoy that lunch time with your colleague. So please start having these break times in between, because these are the times that you're able to breathe in a very relaxed manner. You're able to take off the stress that is there on your mind, and you're able to again bring back your focus. Always remember that a refreshed mind is a productive mind. If you're stressed and if you're very tired, you'll not be productive. And if you have to be productive, then you need to keep taking these little 5 minutes breaks, like a Pomodoro technique that you can do. Work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Work for 25 minutes, take a 5-minute break. Do this for 1 hour and then maybe take a 15-minute break, because this actually helps you a lot. Taking breaks does not mean take longer breaks. Taking break just simply means that you're just wanting to cool yourself down. You're wanting to bring your focus back. You want to increase your productivity. You want to increase your level of reasoning if you were in a meeting, or you were talking to somebody, or you're working on a very important project. So it's okay to breathe. It's okay to take small breaks at workplace. Not like कि आधे घंटे के लिए चलेगा और किसी को पता ही नहीं है कि आप कहाँ चले गए. Don't take long breaks, because that will harm your productivity, that will harm your focus. Take very mini short breaks, like 5-minute, 2-minute breaks, and come back, and you will see that your focus has come back, your level of your productivity has increased. I also want to share with you that it's not always about climbing the ladder, because career path is not always linear. When you've just started out working, you're still figuring out whether you would like to go into marketing, or whether you think FMCG is the industry that you want to join, or you feel you're more creative and hence you want to join something that is more creative. So you're exploring new things. So it's not something like, don't put a pressure on yourself that I've joined this first company and I have to really excel. Don't get into that I have to be the best in this company. Try to be, in the initial years when you just started working, try to put on a learning hat and not get into a competition with the other person to say that I have to be the best in this company. Of course, you want to be the best in the company, and to be the best or to be perfect, you need time, you need experience, you need to learn new things. So don't build that pressure to be perfect right from day one with you. So take it easy, wear a learning hat, and I'm sure you'll be sorted and you will climb the ladder. But don't put that pressure on you from day one itself. And lastly, I want to say that it's okay to move on. So when I joined the first company that I joined, because I did hotel management and I joined, so there was a chain of hotels. I don't want to take the name here. I was in Delhi and I joined this chain of hotels, and that was freshly out of college. I left that company in, I think, 8 months, less than a year, I left the company. Now, if at that time I would have thought that, okay, fine, what, my first job didn't work out and I'm a loser, what will I do? I should have made it work and all of that. I wouldn't have been where I am today. So it's okay to move on because you're experimenting, you're trying new things, you are still figuring out how your work life 9 to 5 is working, spanning out, right? So it's okay to move on. If some things don't work out, move on to the next. Try how it works, but take the learnings with you. It's very important to take the learnings with you. So, on that note, I'm going to end my Thinking Out Loud Thursdays. I really hope that you love the content of this video. And if you have any feedback or if you would like to add something more to what I've already discussed, please leave a comment, as I love to hear what you have to say about my videos. And if you can consider subscribing to my channel, nothing like it, please hit the subscribe button, turn on your notification bells, and do like, comment, and share my video with other colleagues who are just starting out or they've been working for a few years, and I'm sure this video or this content will be useful to them. So have a fabulous Thursday, everyone, and I'm going to see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.